Welcome to another video on Better Pics for Google Maps. I'm your host Morten Copenhagen. In this video I will show you how to make your pictures more attractive so they will stand out better between all the other photos on Google Maps. I prepared 15 images for this video. Super easy and quick, all the way to very complicated. So in the beginning it's easy and the end it's more difficult. Let's get started, but first I want to show you the images that I will be working on with you today. These are the images. The first one is this one here. So every time when you start adjusting, you need to ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1, is the light okay? 2, is the contrast okay? 3, can we do better with regard to saturating the colors? So here I think, what do you think? Do you think this image is perfect or can it be better? I think we need a little more light on the outside. See on the left side of the building, it's very dark. So let's start editing. Up here, this little icon here, that's the edit icon. I click that. And then you come into this mode where you have the big picture here, and over here are all these small icons. Those are presets on how to improve your photos. And you see there's one right here called Auto. If you don't know what to do, you can always try Auto and see if that is an improvement. That's what I'm going to do now. If you keep your eyes over here on the big image, I'll click Auto and you will see the improvements. Whoa, look at that. Up here, you can click and hold to compare before and after. This is after, this is before. This is after, this is before, this is after. I think it looks pretty good. I'm actually happy with just using Auto. It'll be more complicated later in this video, but for now, this is perfect. I'll go up here and click Done. That means now the changes are saved. And that'll take us to the next image. This is the church. You might have seen it before in the tutorial. It's seen from the back, actually. Let's start editing this one. And again, is lighting okay? How about this contrast and how about the saturation? I think somehow the building here in the front is a little bit dark compared to the surroundings. It could pop out, be more clear, I think. Let's try Auto again and see if that's what we need. Clearly better before, after, but I'm a little bit unhappy over here maybe. It looks a little bit hazy or foggy or something. So let's try another preset. How about Palma? Woo! That's over the top, I think. The building is more red, the grass is slightly greener than it ought to be. So over here now, after selecting Palma, you can pull the slider, and if you bring it down, maybe here, yes, let's compare before and after. Very nice. The haziness is almost gone up here. I like this. So that's the way you work. Play with these different things until you are happy with the image. I'm happy. I'll click Done. That takes us to image number 3. And number 3 is this Skatepark in the southern parts of Copenhagen. Again, let's go into edit mode. And let's see if Auto will do a good job. Keep your eye on the image. Yep, it got a little lighter. That's nice. But in fact, I like the structure here of this brickwork right here. Maybe we can make it even nicer. So I will now go over to this tool up here. And there we have 3 different tools. We have light, color, and pop. You can see color and light can actually be opened. We will do that later. But right now, I just need to add a little extra pop. If you keep your eyes on the image, I'll try to pull it all the way up. This is overdoing it, I think. And see, it gets more crisp, I think. Maybe here. That'll be nice. I like that. I'll hit Done. That was number 3, I think. Let's move on to the next image. You might recognize this building. It's a nursing home for elderly people. We start, first we ask ourselves, is light okay? I think it's a little low. Is contrast okay? Maybe we could do a little bit extra. Is color saturation okay? Yeah, I think it is. So let's go in here and try it out. First, as always, we will do a little auto and see what that does. Nice. I like that. But let's see if we can do a little more light. Now I want to introduce this little icon to you up here. Further playing with it. See, here's light, color, and pop. I want to give it a little more pop. That's fine. And lighting, could we maybe bring it up slightly more? See, all the way, that'll clearly be too much. And I think here looks good. Yep, so image done, next one. So question number one, how about the light? Clearly too dark, but it's also very light from the inside. Next, is the contrast okay? I think so. And how about the color saturation? Plenty. So let's start working on this image. It's a little different because first I want to crop this image because we want to come in a lot closer, maybe like here, maybe up to like here. Yes. Oh, and it's not rotated correctly, so I'll just fix that in a few seconds, like that. Yes. And we will click done, and then we check over here on the small one. See, it's a little bit off to that side, so I want to recenter it, go back in here, and we will wrong side, try over here. See, we can use the grid lines to make a beautiful centering. Done. Yeah, it looks very good now. So back to adjusting the colors and the contrast and the brightness. Let's try to click auto. Woo! Yeah, I'm happy with that. Thank you. Let's save that and move on to the next one. And this one, yeah, think about it. How about the lighting? How about the contrast? And how about the color saturation? Think about it. Say it out loud. Okay, this is a trick question, because this image from camera is perfect in terms of light. So this one, we have nothing to do. I could show you what happens if we click auto. See? It makes it slightly bluer, the sky, but honestly, I think it looks a little more artificial, so I will just stick with the original. No changes here. That was just for entertainment. See, here's another one. How about the light? Maybe too dark. Maybe a little more contrast would be nice also. Let's give it a try. First, as always, give it a little auto, and let's see. Maybe we should. What happens if I give it a little more light? Come on. Yes. Yeah, and a little bit more pop maybe. Let's compare. Before, after, maybe even more light. Yes, this is how I like it. Done. And the next image. Okay, you might recognize this image as well. So what I see is that the lighting on the outside is a little gray, is a little dark, because this is actually a white wall, the front of this shop. So see if we can get a lot more light in this. We will start here, and again I just start with the auto and look at that. Yeah, see, it does become more light, but it's not as light as I would like it. So I open again, and now I want to introduce you to this out here. We can open and then Under light, there's a lot of extra toggles you can play with. One of the most important ones to know is this one. It's called exposure. That means increase the light dramatically. See? See? I'll go all the way. That's clearly too much. But, I mean, it could go all the way up to here, I think. Looks beautiful now. Yes, so maybe the blacks down here got a little bit, then you could go down to the blacks here and make them a little bit darker. See, I could go all the way. No, 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 no. It's a beautiful way also to add contrast, to play with this very effective way to add a little black to make this image perfect. Actually, I like this a lot better. Close this one. Let's see if we use pop also, which is a kind of contrast as well. This is clearly too much. Here's nice. Yeah, so that's it. That's how we fixed this image. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one is this very colorful image. Again, think about it. Is light, contrast, and saturation okay? What do you think? I'll show you what I would do to this image. I'll open editing, and then I'll go, this time just go straight in here, and I'll take the color and see what happens if we increase the color slightly. See, all the way? That's kind of too much. But a little more light, just like this, is not bad. Let's also give it a little pop, more contrast. See? I mean, don't be afraid of colors. You have to think that your images will be shown in a very tiny size most of the time. So even though it might look a little overdone on a big screen, on a small screen, this will just, oh, what is that? People want to go closer and see what this is. So this is actually the more light, more color, and a little more pop. And the next one. This is an image which I might be in doubt whether it should be posted on Google Maps because it doesn't look like anything else but a private home. But also it's very dark. Let's see what we can do with this one. Again, I'll just try auto. Oh yeah. See how the pavement, the orange pavement in the middle of in the center steps out, but still this area here is very dark. Let's open the more detailed and go down and give it a little more exposure. Woohoo! All the way. Clearly too much, but even this on my screen, this would be kind of okay. If I zoom in and uh-oh, see that? It's not perfectly sharp. So for that reason, I wouldn't post this on Google Maps. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, what do you see here? This is a statue or a monument. What is the problem? Is it the lighting? Is it the contrast? Or is it the saturation? Plenty of colors, I must say. The challenge here is that the dark face of the monument is maybe too dark. There's not enough different colors in here, so we need to adjust this. I will go here and do an auto. Yeah, that helped, but I need to be more specific in the blacks or the dark area here. So I'll go in and I won't go for exposure, but I'll take the shadows and pull the shadows further up. Hey, see that right there, all the way? That's kind of overdone, but look at how much more detail steps out in this area right here when I pull up this. And maybe I just want to go see if I go back slightly on the blacks. Yes, this is it. This is how I would like to have this adjusted before uploading to Google Maps. That'll take us to the next image, which is an image of the Red Fort in New Delhi in India. What do you think? Is light, contrast, or saturation the big problem here? What do you think? I think we need either it was a very bad camera, or it was a hazy or foggy morning. And Also, the framing is a little bit off. Let's see. I mean, I'm doubtful if we can make this into a beautiful image. I think we should have picked a day without the fog as the main thing. And the next thing would be, why didn't you zoom out, or why didn't the photographer zoom out? We only got the top part of some people. And yeah, so the framing rules were certainly not obeyed here. Step further back or zoom out to get more cropping space, especially at the bottom of this image. Let's do an auto. Yeah, it gave it certainly more contrast. Let's do the Palma again. Even though it's called the red fort, this is too much. I can turn it down. Yeah, but still out here, it looks like it's faded. And if you don't know if it was a foggy day, this looks like a very bad photo. So my decision is that, I'm sorry, we can't fix this. I can try to give it a little more pop, see what happens. See, it got better. And how about more light? Nah. Sometimes less light can be a good idea. And can we do the blacks maybe more? Nah, honestly, this is too difficult. So we'll click done on this one and move on and not upload this to Google Maps. Uh-oh, this is from the recording of another one of these videos. I'm sitting here and I manipulated this image so you have a chance to see what's wrong with this one. Think about it. Is it the lighting? Is it the contrast? Or is it the saturation that is bad here? My conclusion would be that the biggest problems are regarding contrast. The blacks are not really black and the white are not really white. And color saturation. I know my zipper is way more orange than what we see in this image. So let's get started with editing this one also. Again, I'll just give it a try and see what happens with auto. Not bad. But still, the colors are not as good, and I think I need more contrast. So let's go in here and go to light, and we have a specific slider here for contrast. Yeah, I don't like that so much. I want to maybe turn down the exposure. See, that helps. That helps, yes. And let's see about the colors. See, we have color saturation specifically here. Bring it up. Yeah, see, I'm not that pink or orange in my face, but something like this maybe. Yeah. And let's go to the bottom down here. If we close light and color and pull pop up a little bit. Yeah. That's pretty close to what it looks like. So let's click done on that one and move to the next one. We're almost done. See, what do you see here? Is it lighting? Is it saturation? Or is it colors? I think we can forget about the colors, but this image was probably taken in order to show the beautiful sunrise or sunset. But I mean, a rule was broken. Don't always take your photos with the light behind you. But the other big problem here is that we have something extremely light, and we have something very dark. And this tool, when we use Google Photos to manipulate images like this, see, it got a little bit better. But the problem is we need to apply more light and contrast in this lower area, and we actually need to put in a little less up here around where the sun comes up. And Google Photos does not provide you with that kind of detail in how you adjust your images. You can just add this to all of the image or none of the image. So I would recommend that you look at another app or another program to help you fix photo like this. Snapchat is one of those that can do it. So we will just hit done and not upload this image to Google Maps. But the next one, okay, until now, the major problem has been too little light. And this is actually an image where I think there's a slightly too much. If you look up here, it looks even a little hazy, or it's a lack of contrast up here. So to fix this image, I think we need to play with a lot of sliders. Let's get started. Again, you can always click on auto and be happy with that, or do something more if you want. And I want this to look even better. I think we need to take the exposure down. Yeah, see the colors come out nicely with that. And maybe raise the contrast a little bit. Yeah, not too much. The highlights, let's see, turning them down, turning them up. Yeah. How about the shadows? Can we? There maybe the blacks have gone up tremendously. Yeah, and colors. Should we check saturation? Yeah, we can do a little bit like that. And I want to show you deep blue. See what happens when you turn that up. Woohoo! See? It's mostly for water and sky pictures, but I don't mind giving it a little bit here. Yes, and finally a little bit of pop. Let's see. Way too much, sure. But see, the haziness on the top left side is certainly gone, but something like that. I like this. But remember, you need to blur this guy's face if you want to post it to Google Maps. Click Done. And this actually brings us to the end of this tutorial. I want to thank you for watching. I have prepared a zip file with all these 15 photos in case you want to practice your new adjustment skills on these photos. There's a link in the description, and in the description you can also find the link to Better Pics for Google Maps, a tutorial for local guides. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.